Well, like I've heard other thru hikers do, I've been talking for 2 or 3 minutes and didn't hit the record button. So there's that. Sorry, you got to put up with me. Okay, to recap. Been on the trail about an hour, and Prazer's gone up ahead because she's just a little bit faster than me right now. My knee is much better. Spent the night in a hotel. Much better, but not 100%. And I got a little twitch in my foot. It just, these things happen. These are me. This happens to me a lot, and I work them out. They work out. They're not injuries. They're just kind of goofy. I call them pulls. Just a little pull, and after a while, I'll walk out of it. So that's what's happening right now. So Prazer just went ahead, and we agreed to meet at the shelter that's about 5 miles ahead, and most likely spend the night there. We would like to try to go a little bit further than that, but I don't know if I got that in me. Just to recap, last couple of days has been rough. As I said, last night was in a hotel. Night before that was in Whitley Gap Shelter. Took a 0 there. It was flipping cold. And then the second night, it was cold and windy. And then the second night was not supposed to rain, but it did. And despite our best efforts, the toe box of my sleeping bag got just this side of wet. The far, far side of damp, if that makes any sense. But it dried easily once I took it out at the hotel. But as I was saying, climbing down into Whitley Gap was a 1 mile stretch, and most hikers don't bother. But I knew I could not hike the next day, so I had to make that mile, and it was a tough mile. I didn't think I was going to make it to that shelter, but I did. The road crossing, the gap, was only a half a mile, easy half mile downhill. But no, I had to take the long way. But I knew I couldn't hike the next day, so I needed the shelter to zero in. So it was either that or going back in town and get a hotel that day, and I didn't want to, and blah, blah, blah. So, 2 nights there. Yesterday morning, getting up out of there and hiking back up the mile to the top of that mountain to join back on the regular trail. I had a breakdown. My knee was 90% better, but I just was zapped, and I couldn't, I don't know, it occurred to me, I may have mentioned once or twice I have a stubborn streak. Not a big one, but you know, just a little one you'll hardly notice. But it occurred to me that I'm just not 100%. I can do this, but not in my current state. That was my mindset coming up out of that shelter. And I realized it's nutrition and sleep. I'm just not. I hadn't been eating and sleeping for beans. I had not. So, despite all my best efforts, I mean, I've taken my valerian root, and I took some Tylenol PM, and they helped me maybe mellow out and maybe drift off a little bit, but I don't stay asleep. And many hikers I talk to say they're in the same boat. Now, I don't know if that levels off. I think somebody said finally you reach a point where you're so exhausted you don't give 2 nickels what's going on around you, and you just pass out in your tent. I'm waiting for that day. Anyway, coming up out of there, a girl passed me, ladybug passed me, and asked me how I was doing, and I told her, I said, I'm just not eating and sleeping, and so we got talking about that, and electrolytes, and I said I didn't have any, and so she said, want me to give you some? I said, well, if I catch up to you at a stopping point, maybe I'll take you up on that. She said, okay. So she took off, and it wasn't 50 feet down the trail. There she was with her pack off, powering through it, getting me out stuff. And then Prazer came back at that same time. And so I had me a little mini breakdown right there because they were so kind, and I was so depleted. And I just, she mixed me up, Ladybug mixed me up some electrolytes and some powdered greens that she had made herself with spinach and broccoli and all kinds of stuff. And it tasted just as bad as you could imagine. That with a super strong citrus electrolyte tablet. So I put all that in about 2/3 of a bottle of water here and shook it up and drank it. But I swear I could feel it restoring my body. a little bit. It helped. I felt, my mind felt clearer, my body felt better, but I knew that was my issue. So I said, I quit. I did. I quit. I did. I had texted for a shuttle, tie-dye. They said if I needed anything, text them. They'd be buzzing around the area. So I texted her and said, can you give me shuttle right back home? And she didn't answer me because I didn't know where she was. And then in the meantime, that's when I met up with Ladybug, and Praiser came back. She had been gone ahead and she'd come back. And then I told them that I had texted for a ride, that I was quitting. And they said, don't quit on a bad day. Would it be helpful if you went to a hotel or hostel or... And I'm just like, no, I'm crying and at their kindness and trying to tell them these are happy tears, but they're also exhaustion tears, So Praiser said, do you want me to go with you? And I said, well, I don't want to hold you up. I've already held her up for 1-0. So, I'm going to turn you around and talk so you can see where I'm going. Hang on if I don't turn this off. There, that's better. Better than looking at my fat face. Anyway, Praiser said, well, let me ask you, do you want me to stay? And I said, yes, I would love it. And then I cried all over again. And she said, okay, we'll do it. And she was really kind of happy. She got to the hotel room, flopped on that bed. We quite enjoyed that. And then a very nice lady gave us a ride to the hotel. And then Praiser stayed at the hotel, took her shower. And I went on to Walmart and Burger King, got me an Impossible Whopper with no mayonnaise and no cheese and all that. And I remember it, but I think I inhaled it. I was hungrier than I thought, and I was so depleted of nutrition. I mean, not that that's, the best thing in the world, but at least it was not meat, and it was hearty and tasty. So I enjoyed that, and then I proceeded to eat what I bought at Walmart, which was, I don't know, felt like 5 pounds of spinach, went right for the spinach. And then a package of mixed greens and grape tomatoes and 2 avocados and a can of spiced black beans and a can of lentils. And I went to town, man. I mowed down on all of that all afternoon. And I just felt, every 20 minutes, I felt my body getting better and better and better. So, ate all that, took my shower. All right, a little bit of a funny story, because I know the hotel people are not following me, right? Right? Whatever it is. Oh, Comfort Inn, I think it was, in Blairsville. No, please, nobody tell them. But I stopped up the tub by washing off my Tyvek. Sorry, full disclosure, probably shouldn't say that out to the world, but I did. It was so muddy from a couple nights before. Sandy. But, bright red Georgia clay and all that. So it was bright orange mud. And so I washed it all off. And there were a few leaves and all that, but it stopped up the tub and had to call them and all that kind of stuff. This very lovely lady came and pulled it out. And truth be told, she just said there was a lot of hair caught up in there, and that's what was stopping it. So it wasn't my dirt and leaves. It wasn't that many leaves, but... Okay, so that's my true confession. Anyway, did all that, got comfy, posted a couple videos. I got to get better at that. I'm still fumbling. I mean, sometimes I see options, and the next time I go to do it, I don't see the same options. So I don't know what I'm doing. I'm still experimenting, so bear with me. One of the things, I put up that second video yesterday, and I totally meant to stagger it a little bit by a couple days, but that didn't happen. So these are going to be all over the place. I know they say you should be consistent, and my intentions are good, but I don't know. I'm feeling my way at all of this here, so probably not going to be the most consistent. Oh, what else should I tell you now before I cut this off? This is getting long, but I did want to catch you all up with all the details. This is just beautiful. Started out this morning, it was It said 35 degrees, but it was quite breezy, so it felt more like 25. But all I have is my windbreaker, this light thing, and my maroon jersey. Same one I've been having. I washed it all out. Did all our laundry by hand, and I dried this shirt by ironing it and blow drying it and hanging it by the heater. Combination did the trick. You get creative. Washed out underwear and hung them on a hanger in the closet. So they did have laundry facilities, but by the time I got there and got undressed, I was totally in the bare necessities, so I couldn't go to the laundry. Anyway, isn't this gorgeous? I will put you away for now and just get back with you in a little bit. I'm going to stop and drink a drink. I am so loaded down with food, it's not funny. I have still like a can of beans on me, not in the can. I put them in baggies. I have a banana. I have a liquid drink, a protein drink. Yeah, I got 2 tons of stuff. I got to eat a lot of it today. All right, see you on down the trail. Look at me turning it sideways. See you in a while. Sun is up and the day is warming up, that's for sure. I gotta take this jacket off soon, but still have hoarfrost, H-O-A-R. It's everywhere, and this is frozen, so it looks cruisy, but you gotta be careful not to slip even on that. Here we go. So I am stopping at the top of this climb, the other side of which is like a mile, 1.7 down to the shelter. I'm doing pretty good. Did a little over 3 miles to get up here since getting dropped off. We started about 9:30 and it's 11:30, so that is not too bad. I went averaging like a mile and a half an hour. A little better than that. That's not bad with a climb and a sore foot. So I'll take it. I'm happy. It's good to get that pack off. Boy, now I know how all my horses felt. Get back to the barn and take that saddle off. And as it says, whoa, now I know. I found me a vegan protein drink. That's going to be my lunch. I had a decent breakfast, I think, and I'll eat more tonight. I actually packed out in some of that spinach and lettuce, piece of avocado and some beans, so I actually have salad left and a few carrots. So I'm gonna sit here and get this jacket off, and I'm hot, I'm sweating, so this is coming off. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's supposed to climb into the 60s today. I'm guessing right now it's still maybe, I don't know that it's quite 50, 40, 45, 50. It's chilly, but I'm hot. So comfortable hiking weather. All right, catch you down the trail. Hello, I am motoring into Low Gap Shelter. It's 1 o'clock, and the trail maintenance ambassador that we had run into told me that Praiser went on ahead because it was such a beautiful day, and I don't blame her. I'm not stopping here for the night either. I am going to take a good hour-long break and put my feet in the stream and that sort of thing, but I just wanted to show you how beautiful this is. So let me turn you around. Don't know if you can see that stream right down in there. And there's the shelter, another hiker at the picnic table. Let's walk down together, shall we? It is downhill, and I got both trekking poles in one hand, so if you hear a thud, that's me. or a clackety-clack thud. Okay, it's pretty rooty. All right. This is how we go downhill, almost inch by inch. Pretty steep. You cannot tell on a cell phone, but it is steep. Can you hear the stream? See it glistening? It's just beautiful. And all up there is where it come from. And there's Kelly, the trail ambassador. Say hi to YouTube land.
Hi, YouTube.
She's been great. She's been just a wealth of knowledge and help and support and suggestions and everything else. These people are so wonderful that volunteer. She does not get paid. But I'm here at the shelter. This is it. You can come ahead, Kelly. I could look at that all day.
Oh, isn't it just beautiful?
It's just lovely. It's just, you know, one of several. So I am going to go down that way in a few minutes and stick my feet in there. Wish I had a thermometer to tell what the temperature was. All right, more in a while. So I thought I would take you and show you the privy at Low Gap Shelter. This is uphill from the shelter is, well, I can't even see it, but it's back down over that little rise right there and down. Sorry, I don't want to make anybody dizzy, but I thought I'd show you how these operate. They're pretty nice. State of Georgia has a privy and bear cables or bear boxes at every one of their shelters. This is it. There's no door, there's no windows, but you do this, and that's where you do your business. That's it. It does not close. I know some people watching this are cringing. They would never do this, but this is what you gotta do. And at night, when you do it at night, you bring your cell phone with you or headlamp and keep a light on, because somebody will walk into you, in on you. But they try very hard to keep it, you know, to the basics. And then these barrels, I'm surprised to see barrels, but the other one had a 5-gallon bucket with chips that you throw in after you use the facilities. Wood chips. Somebody threw some trash in there. I'll let Kelly know, but that's it. And it keeps the odor way, way, way down. Some of the privies, some of the privies I've been to didn't have that. And whoo-wee! Yeah, you can imagine from there. I'll leave it at that. All right, I want to put my feet in the stream. Ta-ta. So here I am, down from the shelter. All right, well, yeah, shelter's up there. This is the best advice I've heard in all the videos I've ever watched. From, I think, Dixie. Said, every chance you get, take your shoes off and stick them in water. This water is cold, I'm here to tell you. Especially Jenny. Yep, it's cold. I can't leave them in for long periods, but oh, is it, excuse me, completely restorative, you know, completely gives me my feet back. I can just feel the heat and the swelling going right out of them. I mean, what would you do at home? Maybe ice them, you know? My ankles are a little swollen. Stick my ankles in there. This is absolute heaven. Look at it. We, as kids, would find a stream like this out in the woods in Maine, southern Maine. And we would just spend hours and hours playing around this, doing whatever. We would clear up blockages like that. And one day, my cousin and I, Cindy, made a bridge out of some scrap lumber my father had and carried it out to the woods to go over a little stream like this. Well, we were 10 or 11, something like that, 8, 9, 10, 11, somewhere in there. And we didn't bargain for how heavy 2x4s were till we tried to drag that out into the woods. But we did, by golly. We did. I think that's where my stubbornness was born, times like that. We wanted a bridge over that little stream we'd found. We called it ours. We thought it was ours alone, and it was private. We never did see anybody else go out there. So, yeah, that bridge was there for a long time. So, yeah. All right, I'm going to go enjoy my soak. Whoops! And try not to drop my phone into the water. And Praiser is about a half hour ahead of me. So by the time I rest here for an hour or so, she'll be that much further ahead of me. I don't know that I'll catch her today. Maybe. But this is what I have to do now for me. Hiking my own hike and loving it. All right. Toodles. Just taking a breather break. Coming up out of Low Gap shelter, where I took a good 45-minute break or so. Put my feet in the water and all that. But the problem with something called a gap is that when you leave it, it's up. You climb again. But I'm coming along the trail and I hear this noise and I look up and looky here. This is just, I don't know. I'm in heaven. Again, I can't tell what this cell phone is picking up exactly, but it's going down there too. Right down the river. Is that not beautiful? Maybe I can zoom in just a little bit. Good place to just take a 2-minute breather. Whew, all right. Gonna sip some electrolytes, and head on down the path, or up the path. That's where I'm going. See you in a bit. Okay, here I am, trucking up another climb. Been climbing basically since Low Gap shelter, but I passed one tenting spot, and half a mile back there's another one. Half a mile ahead it is 3:35, and I think that's going to be my destination for the night. I'm tired. This has been a good, relatively easy trail all day. Some climbs, which, as you can hear, I'm laboring. But this is, you breathe like this no matter what, you know. And then I do this. I stop for just a couple of seconds, and maybe 1 to 2 minutes, and look around and catch my breath just a little bit, and carry on. So I just thought I'd show you this kind of cool tunnel-like trail. It's quite thick up that way. No animals. No animals at all. A couple nights ago, somebody did have a mouse, but they kept their trash with them in their vestibule. So that's what happens. Anyway, that's it. See you down the path. Okay, here I am. I'm all set up. I don't know where I am. I can put a note in later, but I think I did about 6.5 miles today, which is pretty good, coming off of 2 zeros with a bum knee. But beautiful spot at the top of this rise. And I do have a neighbor, somebody already here, and somebody else may come along. Oh, yep, here comes somebody. I don't know that they'll stay, but been a rough day. Well, pleasant day, not rough, but my feet are killing me, so I'm going to get off them and just relax. Now that the time has changed, I can just sit around for a while. All right, good night, and this wraps up today. See you tomorrow.